name is Justin. Welcome back to Tennessee Backyard Gardening. I know it's been a while since I've made a video. Things got really busy last year and I didn't have a whole lot of time to do videos, but I can't make any promises this year, but I figured I've had some people ask about it, so I wanted to get out here and at least show you what's going on, maybe keep you updated through the year. So just because I haven't been making videos doesn't mean I haven't been busy. We had a pretty productive garden last year, especially for peppers, and towards the end of the season I was doing some more research into, fall and winter stuff, and got a lot going on already even though it's only March. So I figured I'd bring you along and kind of show you what's going on right now. Over here I've got my strawberry plants. Some of them are doing okay. This one's probably a little too far gone. And right here next to the strawberries, I've got some garlic that I set out last year. So what, 12, 24, 36, 48 garlic cloves here. I set these out in November and they grew a little bit, they rooted, and then they died back and went dormant. And as you can see, they're starting to revive again. This first row here, this is more garlic, so 12, 24, 36. I've got a total of 96. Now they're not all gonna make it, but a fair amount of them are still doing well. Next one behind that, there's some onion sets that I planted out about the same time, and we'll just see how those do. Last year I grew onion from seeds, and I'm gonna do that again this year, but I figured I would try these too. Big random bucket of dirt there. Still kind of a mess over here from last season. There's some more onions. Let's go back here into the actual garden area. And you can still kind of see a little bit where my walkways were. This is a walkway here. There was actually a walkway right here, and this is where I pulled up okra. And then we had another walkway here. And here I've taken down the tomato fence and I've put up some cattle panel. You can see that I've got some peas going already. These are a new hybrid of peas that Burpee put out called First 13. And if we come down here, you see more peas, but these are different. These are some sugar pod peas that I saved from last year. These are Oregon sugar pods, so we'll see what they do. Come around behind that. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this is a row of mustard greens. And next to that, I've got a row of collard greens. Now, I put these out in the fall last year, but it got too cold too quickly, so they kind of went dormant. But weather's warming up, so they're starting to come back. I need to come through here and thin some stuff out, get rid of some weeds. I think one of the things that I'm not going to do this year is I'm not going to till everything in, because I have, through some research and talking to other people, come to the realization that tilling every year honestly encourages more weeds. So probably what I'm going to do is come through here, I'm going to weed eat everything down that that's not growing. So all the weeds that are springing up, all the grass is going to get weed eated. And then I'm probably going to cover it up with some cardboard. I still have a huge stack of cardboard that I need to do something with. There's the greenhouse. It got kind of destroyed a little bit in a nasty windstorm we had. Now, that was not greenhouse plastic. I got a 20 by 100 roll of drop cloth from the local Lowe's, and it did pretty well, and I've got some more. I'm probably going to throw that over in the next week or two, just to have somewhere to put the seedlings when I run out of space inside. And I'll show you that here in a few minutes. We got some random onions that are trying to grow up down there again. I apologize if it seems like this video is a lot of start and stop. I'm outside right now. Our property's right next to the road, so whenever a car comes down, I stop just to you know, let the noise go. I don't leave town a lot, and the last time I left town, I stocked up on some pots. So here I've got my 6-inch pots. These are what in the industry they call these gallon pots. It's basically just a 6-inch pot. They don't hold a gallon. But if you're thinking quote-unquote gallon pot, this is what you get. This is good for a lot of stuff. There's some 4-inchers there. Now 3.5 inches, these are my favorites. I like these because I have a lot of trays for them. They fit in there just like that. I think actually that tray might be for the, no, those are 3.5s. Here's a 4. So yeah, they hold the 4s or the 3.5s just fine. I got a nice stack of 1020 trays. I think I bought like 40 or 50 of them. I got a good deal buying that many wholesale through my local seed distribution place. I think I paid 90 cents a piece for those. And these are so much thicker than the ones that you get with the seed starting kits at Walmart. These I think I got for free from a local place that sells plants. I've got some 804 trays down there below those, and then I've got the shuttle trays here that hold the 6-inch pots. And then I think I picked up, yeah, so those there, those are designed for square cups, but they'll hold the 3.5-inch rounds really well too. So, and one of the reasons that I stocked up on all this stuff is because I'm planning on taking seedlings to market this year. I had a lot of stuff going last year that I wanted to sell, just didn't have a place to do it. If any of y'all have experience with selling in the market, let me know what it's like, if there's any expectations I need to have, etc. Around here, I know a lot of people are interested in stuff that they can buy from people who grow it locally. Bonnie's really not that far from here. They're just down in Alabama, which is a short drive, but you know, people see them as a big corporation and they'd much rather buy from somebody local if they can. Plus, usually the local prices are better. If you're buying Bonnie plants, you're generally paying, you know, $3, $4 for a plant, and I could sell those 3.5 inchers for, you know, $2 a piece is probably what I'm going to sell them for. And I've got some 1204 trays, and I'm going to sell the inserts from those for $3 a piece, and you'll get 4 plants in a 4-cell tray. Those are the okra stalks that I pulled. I'm probably going to run those for the wood chipper and compost them. Over here I've got a whole bunch of those 4-foot bamboo stakes. I'm going to be using those again for peppers this year, but I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to do teepee style things. I was going to use tomato cages for peppers, but I can't find them for a good price. So, you know, $4 for 25 of these sticks, those will work well. One of the other things that I'm going to be doing is probably building some raised beds with cinder blocks or pallets, or maybe a combination of both, just to do like my alliums in, you know, my garlic and my onions and stuff like that. Because I'd like to have a place where I don't have to go through and tend those all the time. One of the biggest reasons I think my onions didn't get as big as I wanted to last year is because the roots got choked out with weeds. We've got Johnson grass in my yard, and if you know about Johnson grass, you know it's absolutely devastating. So let's walk around to the back here. I did go out and buy a couple of rosemary plants because I had a lot of trouble growing rosemary last year. There's some empty buckets. There's my new John Deere mower. 2 acres, I figured something better than a normal riding lawnmower would be a good idea. Up here, I've got some brassicas that I started. That is Brussels sprouts up there. I've got some, I think, romaine lettuce, cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, and this is spinach. I love fresh spinach. Absolutely love it. I don't know if you guys were with me when I got my truck or not. I do have a truck now, and I've got this trailer as well. You can tell these guys are loving this fall spring. Even as cold as it's getting, they're still blooming. That's pretty much all that's going on outside right now. Let me take you inside to the racks. Here is one of the racks. This is actually a new rack. This is not the rack that I used last year. It's pretty much the same thing, but I put wheels on the bottom of this one so I can roll it around. It makes it so much easier. Up there, I do have a few of those Pro Hex trays. I don't care a whole lot for those, but I use them for stuff that I'm doing large quantities of. You see down here, I've got various peppers that I started. I think these are going on about 2.5 or 3 weeks. I could tell you exactly if I look at my computer. Down here, I've got some stevia plants that I started. Now, stevia is incredibly hard to germinate. You don't get a good germination rate with it, but I think if you look real close, you can see one in that middle pot there. I've got 4 or 5 that germinated, and after that, you know, I can propagate those from cuttings. That is a 1204 tray that I was talking about. That's a 1204 insert. So basically I've got 12 different sections with 4 cups each. These are really popular. I can sell a set of 4 cups for, you know, $3. Over here, some more onion seeds that I've started. Those are Walla Walla onion seeds. Jalapeno peppers, bell peppers, more jalapenos in a 1204. These I will repot to 3.5 to sell individually. These will get sold by the 4 count. And over there I've got a tray of habaneros and a tray of Tabascos. I'll definitely start some more habanero. I've got a lot of those seeds. I'm just debating, you know, how broad do I want to make my selection of plants. These are the same yellow wax seeds that I tried last year. They're not germinating. I've got a 0% germination rate, so those must have been sterilized. So I'm going to throw that pack of seeds away. But sage, I planted mint and cilantro. And then up here I've got Italian basil started. And I've got another rack that I'm going to bring in here. I need to move my piano. These two here have the 20 by 48 heat mats. These are incredible. Each one of these has a temperature control on it. Right now they're set to 73 for the herbs. When I do peppers, I'll set those to 80. Tomatoes generally do pretty well on 70 to 75. Tomatoes will get started sometime in the next 3 weeks probably. So the lighting that I'm using here, these are just Braun 4-foot LED shop lights that I buy at Harbor Freight. You usually get these for like 20 bucks. They're 5,000 lumens. Now you notice I have 3 of those. I'm gonna have 3 total lit racks with 3 lights each, and if I need some more light, I can go buy more. They're not expensive at all. Those are 5,500 lumens there in the middle. The good thing about those is you can wire those in sequence. I think you can wire up to 8 of those in sequence. Yeah, you can link up to 8 of those lights and only use 1 plug. I think they only draw like maybe 0.8 of an amp, and your standard breaker on one wall outlet's 20 amps. So theoretically you could run, you know, 15 or 20 of those lights on 1 breaker before you'd have to worry about it. Now, even though they are LED, they do get a little bit warm. It's not a big deal. Notice how close I have them. I've got about 1 inch, maybe less, to the top of my plants. That's important because these lights don't put out nearly as much as the sun does, but they do well enough to get plants started. These are reaching a little bit because this light was over here and I just recently moved it. Real quick before we go, I want to show you something. So I just got a shipment in the mail from Junk Seed Company, and this I am particularly excited about. Lord, they sent a whole bunch of stuff. I've never ordered from them before. I was a little bit skeptical, but they seem to be pretty well established. It's kind of like, oh, the woman within. I don't need the fluff mail. A wine voucher. I think I've got one of those laying on the floor somewhere, if you like to do the old school order by paper. So let's see what they've sent me. That's a lot more packets than I thought I was going to get. Aster flowers and butterhead lettuce. May already be a little bit too late to do this. Could try them, but I may save these for next year. This is the real good stuff here. Boot Jolokia, otherwise known as the ghost pepper. I got 5 packets of that, 10 seeds each, and then the Carolina Reaper. And these are supposed to have 20 seeds in each. I got 5 packets of these as well, and they sent 6. Unless one of these is not. Oh, that's a Boot Jolokia. So Carolina Reaper, 5 packs of those, and 6 of the ghost pepper. The reason that I bought these is because I want to try selling them, and people will pay still probably top dollar for these pepper plants, and I may keep a few for myself. I sure as heck am not going to jump on this internet craze of eating these peppers by themselves. The ghost pepper I may do some sauce with, or some salsa or something like that. Carolina Reaper, I don't know, man. I really don't. I like spicy stuff, but not that spicy. So that's kind of what's been going on in the gardening world here in East Tennessee for me. Last year's garden was pretty good. I learned more things. I tried a lot of different things last year, and I'm not going to do that this year. I'm still going to grow a lot of different varieties of peppers. My main focus is going to be on poblano peppers, bell peppers, and probably banana peppers. I don't know if I'll plant any pepperoncinis at all. They just didn't meet my expectations, and it is what it is. Banana peppers, I'll eat those fresh out of the garden. So for me this year, it's going to be, you know, fair amount of peppers. I'm going to plant 2 or 3 different varieties of canning tomatoes, 1 or 2 varieties of slicing tomatoes, cucumbers. I'm going to do probably straight 8s and some pickling cucumbers. I've got peas out there already, garlic, onions. I don't know. If you look at my seed catalog, I'll do another video on that. But I've got 230 different seed packets, not including what I just got. So I got to add those to the roster. But I'd say my next video is either going to be showing you how I start things, or going over how I'm keeping track of my seeds this year and how I'm keeping track of what is planted. I've got a really great spreadsheet that I've done that allows me to see what seed is, who made it, what year it's from, when it should be planted indoors, when it should be planted outdoors, how long it takes to reach production, and you know, etc., etc. I've also got conversions for, you know, average last frost date, which for here average last frost is April 20th, but last year we got a frost on May 8th, which really hurt a lot of people. So I'm kind of not going to do anything until after the first week of May outdoors, unless it's something that's not temperature sensitive, like the stuff that you saw outside already. So that's kind of what we're going for, but everything in that spreadsheet kind of tells me. So if I look at a seed and it says you can start indoors 8 weeks before the last frost, at the very top I've got a line that says 8 weeks, here's the date 8 weeks before the average last frost, and here's the date 8 weeks before last year's last frost. So right now we're about, I want to say from April 20th, we're about 7 weeks from April 20th, and we're about 9 weeks from May the 8th, maybe 10 weeks from May the 8th. So I'll show you guys that in another video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Let me know what you'd like to see down in the comments box below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Justin, and I'll see you in the next video.